contact the funeral home that was holding her brother's body. Come to find out, they weren't holding it. It was actually the police department's mortuary that was holding his body. The mortuary that it ended up going to learned of this and offered their services free of charge. Now, how much free of charge? I asked, were they paid from the city because this was a homicide? They couldn't tell me yes or no. But I have seen that somebody did tell somebody within this mortuary that they were given $6,000 for the cremation. Now, they do say that the family of the victim did not pay this. That's the only thing that they would state. But my question is, at most, a cremation would be $3,000. So where's the other $3,000 if the city gave you $6,000? And to boot, for this funeral home to say that they donated the services when in fact the city paid for them, that's a different level of low, because at the end of the day, they still got paid. So then my question then becomes, because these are questions I can't answer, my question then becomes, okay, the friend of Donald has this GoFundMe up that has $7,000 in it. Who knows if they've taken it out or whatever? Where is it going to? Does Tophia have some of the money? Does the friend have some of the money? There's been no memorial services, no burial. Not that you have to bury a cremated person, but nobody's also picked up his remains. They're still there. There's no urn, there's no update. So are all these people in it together? Because that's the way it looks. Now,
we are going to be talking about Tophiachu, and we are going to be talking about the GoFundMe, what Tophiachu has claimed, what people on the internet are saying, people on TikTok. We will be watching some TikTok videos about people saying stop giving her money now. And we're going to be talking about the City of Albuquerque's Crime and Victims Unit. Into this video,
Tophia has been misusing the money that people donated to her for her brother Donald's funeral, and everybody's outraged right now. It seems like one of the GoFundMes is being investigated. For another GoFundMe, people are getting their money back, and it's becoming a huge outrage. And you know, there was a lot of people leaving comments like this, people that have known Tophia for a long time, and comments like this, people were getting a lot of backlash. It's something so horrendous. It's a huge tragedy, but they kind of saw this coming. And it's been about a month that her brother, was unalived, and his body was still at the mortuary home, just kind of sitting there. Tophia wasn't doing anything to fix the situation. People called the mortuary home recently, and they were told that, since she wasn't really doing anything, that an organization decided to pay for his cremation, so his body just wouldn't continue sitting there. And it's unfortunately that this is a situation, and it's unfortunate that a lot of people knew that she was going to start misusing the money, that she was going to cash in for her brother's unaliving. And she hadn't been really seen out in the open, where they saw her walking with like brand new shoes, with a backpack, with bags full of clothes. And yes, we can say everybody needs to buy clothes, but she doesn't have a job, so she was probably using the money that people donated for her brother to buy stuff for herself. So her mom is still in the hospital, and everybody was kind of hoping that this would wake up Tophia to realize, like, you have to live your life better, you have to be taking care of yourself, you have to take care of your mom. But it doesn't seem to be working that way. She seems to be the same Tophia that she's always been, blaming everybody for her problems. And I'm just kind of hoping at this point, if people stop supporting her, people stop donating to her, like, she needs to realize that she needs to wake up, she needs to get a job and not depend on everybody for money. So what do you guys think about it?
Like I said in my last video, it's funny now how the TikTokers that all defended Tophiachu are now like, stop donating to her, she's, misusing these donations. It's like, yeah, people told you guys, but the TikTokers were like, no, you people are just being mean. Well, the mean people knew what Tophiachu was going to do. We all hoped that, maybe she would have grown up, but when she started to blame the internet for her brother's passing, yeah, everyone knew she's the same Tophiachu. This didn't change her. This Chu from this experience didn't take anything away from it. How precious life is, and trying to better herself so she's never in a situation like this again. Hoping so that Mama Chu, when she does get out of the hospital, that she can be in a safe area and be with Tophiachu, and they can both be in a safe area. But that's not going to happen. All these TikTokers rallied behind Tophiachu, gave her money. Some of them are still, like in my last video, are still defending her to this day. And it's like, she doesn't care. She was beefing with Smokey MCC, and people were questioning her, where did you get this $500 gift card? She was like, well, I used money to go get this. So Tophiachu is now claiming that the Crimes Victim Unit in New Mexico gave her that $500 food gift card just to go get food and stuff. But just a couple weeks ago, she was saying that, no, I had to go spend some money to go get this because I need to eat. Remember, she needed to eat those ribs, guys. In my last video, a lot of people in the comments were saying, like, how can the state pay for Donald Jr.'s burial, cremation, all that stuff? The state of New Mexico has something called the Crimes Victim. This is something that you're probably going to hear in a lot of different other content creators' videos, but I do want to cover this because this is a huge part of what is happening. So what does the city of Albuquerque say that the crime victims is? It is a new unit that will be providing crisis response during critical incidents. Through VAU, the department can provide trauma-informed care early on and collaborate with services in our community. The Victim Assistant Unit begins to assess members of our community, they will be able to provide the following outreach: referrals for service and community resources, including aftercare services, supporting victims by assisting application processes for compensation through the New Mexico Crimes Victim Reparation Commission. These services can help with counseling, funeral expenses, and outstanding medical and other emergency expenses, supporting victims by navigating and explaining the process of justice system for investigation through prosecution, serves as a liaison between victims and the criminal justice entities. Mayor Tom Keller both realized the need for a unit specifically for victims and survivors. Funding was put in place for new positions, and adding funding was sought through grants. Quote unquote, unfortunately, each day members of our communities are impacted by crime. Before we get to Tophiachu's responses, I do want to play this video. It is the video that I had playing at the beginning. This woman brings up a lot of good points, and it really debunks a lot of Tophiachu's points of, well, my family members gave me this. My family members gave me this card that had $300 of TJ Maxx's gift cards and stuff. Well, in this video, this woman brings up a good point of, even while in the hotels, while they were getting kicked out, since they couldn't pay for rent, since that's what Tophiachu said was the reason they got kicked out of the motel and the squid situation, was they couldn't pay the rent. Well, where was your other family members? Like, Tophiachu never speaks about them. And then for now to say, oh yeah, the family members gave you money to go as a condolence gift to do this. To Tophiachu's explanations and her quote-unquote version of how she got these things, what this woman said is really true. There are more questions than answers. Tophiachu is not giving us the truth. She is giving us more lies.
Basically was in and out of the hospital with her mom. She's homeless. So she was online basically asking people to give her money for a hotel room. To my understanding, she has been staying in a motel room, and I have been trying to find out if the car is still with APD, which I don't think it is, because the police department, since that case is basically over, since the guy ended up shooting the guy, I don't believe they would still be holding the car. If they were, it was because she can't drive it for some odd reason. Maybe it's disabled, like it's broken, or maybe she doesn't have insurance. There's so much other things, but she can still go get stuff from that car because there's not an investigation happening. Now, the reason why I point this out to you guys is because a lot of people are seeing Tophiachu go shopping. Yes, she has been shopping. And so she has come on her Instagram and said that she got money and gift cards from family members. Well, that's weird, because this whole entire time that they have been living out of their car, out of hotel rooms, she has never talked about any other family members other than her brother, her mother, and her father. So where did these mysterious family members come from, first of all? And I full on believe that that second GoFundMe was the one that was being used to get money from people from her. The first GoFundMe was done by one of Donald's friends, but is also very suspicious. It's at $7,000. There hasn't been any update on it since March 13th. So I actually took it upon myself to contact the funeral home that was holding her brother's body. Come to find out, they weren't holding it. It was actually the police department's mortuary that was holding his body. The mortuary that it ended up going to learned of this and offered their services free of charge. Now, how much free of charge? I asked, were they paid from the city because this was a homicide? They couldn't tell me yes or no. But I have seen that somebody did tell somebody within this mortuary that they were given $6,000 for the cremation. Now, they do say that the family of the victim did not pay this, donated the services when in fact the city paid for them. That's a different level of low, because at the end of the day, they still got paid. So then my question then becomes, because these are questions I can't answer. My question then becomes, okay, the friend of Donald has this GoFundMe up that has $7,000 in it. Who knows if they've taken it out or whatever. Where is it going to? Does Tophia have some of the money? Does the friend have some of the money? There's been no memorial services, no burial. Not that you have to bury a cremated person, but nobody's also picked up his remains. They're still there. There's no urn. There's no update. So are all these people in it together? Because that's the way it looks. Now, Tophiachu's brother, Donald, he had a passion for cars. And if you live in the area, you know, cars are there's huge communities here. So why wasn't there ever a memorial for him if he has all of these friends willing to create a GoFundMe and help out his family and do all of this. Why? Because it was a money grab? Now, I've reached out to a couple of people and I'm just waiting to hear back from them. But I did do the deep dive as I promised you guys. And honestly, it left me with more questions than answers. And I'm going to tell you, my feelings were right. I really just think this was a huge money grab on top of a tragedy that happened. And like I said before, be careful who you donate to. Because no matter the tragedy and how horrible it is, people will misappropriate funds just to get a little bit of a leg up. And like I said, Tophiachu has been seen going to stores with bags and all of this stuff. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like a person that doesn't even have a place to live or a car or anything like that shouldn't be going and spending money on all this stuff, especially when you have access to the car you were living in that has all your stuff too in it.
This lady brings up a lot of good questions, and we will never get answers from Tophiachu on these. Like, did bring up a good point about why wasn't there a bigger like memorial for Donald if he was like into cars and there was like a big car community down in Albuquerque and he had all these friends in these groups. Why wasn't there a bigger thing about this? Like, why wasn't there a bigger memorial? Why haven't we seen these people go, oh my gosh, yeah, dude, my buddy, my homie Donald was shot and killed. Like, where was this? At least one of the GoFundMes is a huge cash grab. And it might be, and this is another question, that Tophiachu doesn't have access because she's going to claim that she doesn't have access to these GoFundMes. Could be that, but I highly doubt that. Or everybody that was around Tophiachu and even told Tophiachu, like Aunt Karen and people like that, saying like, oh, we can make money off of this. We can make money off of your brother's like passing, which is a gross, horribly gross idea, but this is something that Tophiachu could do because she was complaining that, oh, I'm not getting my money from TikTok, and she's all about TikTok in her update videos too. Like, she's still saying that I gotta make sure I don't say no words so TikTok doesn't take me out of the creator fund or whatever program that TikTok has.
Another point that this lady brought up, which is a great point, is the car. In my mind, the police investigation is over. The criminal that did the carjacking, did all of this, he was shot and killed by a security guard working at a building, an apartment complex, and there's no real trial that they have to go through because the guy's dead. And everyone else involved in this situation was probably taken care of by now. Like, the guy that got hit by his car already probably put claims in, got the police report, and he's on his way. There's no investigation with him. And the only thing that I can think of is that the guy that shot, the security guard that shot the criminal that did all of this, they probably were investigating it, saw that the guy was in the right, and no trial had to happen for that guy. So there's really no investigation having to go on. Tophiachu and Mamachu already got redirected to the victims unit, so the police don't have to deal with them. There's nothing that would stop Tophiachu from not being able to go to her car, get her clothes and stuff like that. Sure, she might have to just like sign some paperwork to be able to go out to the vehicle wherever, you know, that vehicle is located. The problem is that Tophiachu probably doesn't have either a valid license or anything like that she can drive the vehicle off the lot. Because she even said in one of her upcoming videos that I'm going to play, she had a hard time getting her birth certificate because she had to go get a new one. So this leads me to believe that the reason the police still have the car is because Tophiachu and Mamachu can't get it off the lot. Or there's a reason that is stopping them, not the investigation, but off of Tophiachu and Mamachu. Probably maybe it needed a new license, or the car needed to get fixed before it can be roadworthy, something like that. That it is stopping them from getting the car.
Talk about this access to the GoFundMe that people think I have. The money that I spent at Ross and TJ Maxx was money that my mom's family gave me, which was $300 in a card. Yeah, they gave me $300 in their condolences, so I went and bought what I needed. I still need clothes because all my clothes are in the car. I have no clothes, so I have to buy clothes. I can't afford to pay my bills because I can't work. It's going to take 6 to 8 weeks to even get a check for the lost wages that, you know, they had to pay me for not being able to work. And on top of all of that, I still can't afford to eat, which is great. I ran out of the $500 gift card. You know what Grubhub was? I can't buy stuff to cook because where I'm at we can't cook, but we can have microwavable stuff like that. I still need clothes. There's still a lot of stuff that I need, and I'm so frustrated about people thinking that I scam people. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm trying to grieve the best that I can, and I can't even grieve. I'm trying to wait for the GoFundMe money to be processed so we can pay for my brother to be buried. On top of that, whatever money is left over, we're not going to get all of that money right away. I don't know what people think, right? I'm going to need a lot of money to move. I'm going to need a lot of money to have my storage moved. I'm going to need money for last month's rent deposit, whatever it is that I need, especially when it comes to application fees, background checks, all of that stuff. I'm going to need money for that. On top of that, I can't afford nothing. I can't even come online and be like, hey, do people want to say cash apps? The cash apps, the money that people sent to my PayPal went to pay my bills. Shocker. You know why? Because I still owe a storage. I still owe a phone bill. All of it is gone. Why? Because I had to buy things I need, like underwear, shampoo, all of that stuff. Crazy, right? And you know, the stuff that I ordered from DoorDash, I was going to be bringing this up, but everyone knows that my parents are on food stamps. No shocker there, right? So the thing is that you can order food on DoorDash with your food stamps, but I don't have the delivery fee. And the sad thing about it is my mom's food stamp card is literally stuck with detectives. Literally stuck with detectives in evidence. So if I wanted to go to the store and pick up the food myself, I can't do that because I don't have the card handy. I don't even have my ID. I don't even have my credit card. Go freaking figure, right? Oh, I'm supposed to starve because people say so. I'm supposed to do what people say because people think that it is very mentally sane for people to pretend to be someone's family member, contact the morgue, and then tell people, oh, he's cremated, they're not doing anything. That's very sane of people.
Really funny when Tophiachu said, well, I can't cook food because, you know, they won't allow me to cook food. Dude, all these motels, they don't freaking care. They're low-budget hotels. Dude, the Brazilian Jenkins have a huge freaking fire hazard with all the electrical appliances they have plugged into one port. So, yes, Tophiachu, you can do the same thing. You just don't want to cook. In my last video, Mama Chu even said, Tophiachu, we have food. So, Tophiachu is just lying about this. So, like, we don't even know if she truly went through that card or if she's just lying about it because in the last clip, probably about a couple of days ago, like a week ago maybe, at this point, they still had food. So, Mama Chu called Tophiachu out on that one.
Is to call a freaking morgue and have enough information to get information and then provide it to people and tell people in a Reddit that he was cremated, considering the fact that we now have to wait for the GoFundMe to be processed because wonderful people have made other GoFundMes trying to collect money that I did not okay. And on top of that, we have this GoFundMe that needs to be processed so we can go down to the cemetery and pay. Oh, you know the person that has the GoFundMe money literally is going to go down to the cemetery and pay that? You know that, right? Oh yeah, so he's going to go down there personally and pay the cemetery that my brother buried. Oh, and let's clear up what the state paid because I'm so sick and tired of people saying the state already paid. No, the state did not already pay. So I'm going to explain that to you because it's literally pissing me off. So let's get this out of the way. Cremated people can be buried. My grandmother and grandfather are buried and they're cremated. So for people saying that you can't bury cremated people, yes you can. You can also have them entombed. I didn't want him entombed. I wanted him buried, you know, with his urn. Because if we have his urn, it runs a risk or a chance of people trying to steal him. So yes, he can be buried. He will have a plot. He will have everything. So the state only paid up to $6,000 because they paid for the service. They paid for the casket. They paid for the urn. And they paid for the cremation. I already said that. That's up to $6,000. So if everything went up to $6,000 and what was left over went to cremate him. So after the $6,000, we have no money for him to be buried. We can't pay that. So because we can't pay that, where do you think the money is going to come from? The GoFundMe. So I did not set up a GoFundMe. I did not ask people to donate to a GoFundMe. I put up my brother's GoFundMe because they had stepped in when we needed help. That money, he's going to take the money. He's going to go down there himself when we have an appointment made and pay the cemetery for the burial. You can bury cremated people. Do your research and stop being obtuse and dumb. My grandmother and my grandfather are buried cremated. He is going to go down there himself personally and pay the fee, which is about $6,000 to bury him, just like it's about $6,000 for all that other stuff. You guys literally have no knowledge. That's like about $12,000 all the way around for everything. That's a lot of money that I don't have to pay for something I can't pay.
So let's go over some of the screenshots of the offerings that the funeral home actually does. So the funeral home has a full burial service, so it's their package. And you can go with the traditional one where they can give you a casket, and that's $3,895. And then they have another one, a traditional full service package B, like steel casket, everything like that, and that's $4,895. The actual, like, general pricing list. And the general pricing list has, you know, professional services by the funeral director and staff, which is $1,995. Other package offers inside of that one. And then there's other, like, preparations, but from what we know, that the crimes victim unit did this, and it was also the police were holding his body, so she wouldn't have to pay the refrigeration cost, she wouldn't have to pay the dressing or anything like that. Bottom here, the additional services, packages you can add on. They're like flowers, you know, a funeral coach, you know, transportation, airport transportation, which none of that is going to be viable to Tophiachu. The next page talks about the full service burial packages. Tophiachu wasn't going to do the normal burial process. Like, this is where you have a person actually in a coffin and you're not burning them. As I said, the prices are the same. It is the $3,895, and the other package is $4,895. Immediate burial with a casket, that is $2,995, and there are other options. Now we're going to be getting into the nitty-gritty, the cremation one. So when I look at the cremation services, so full cremation services packages, this includes services of the funeral director and staff, transfer with 40 miles, business days of refrigeration, embalming, dressing, casket, cosmetology and hairstyling, cremation fees, transportation to cemetery, casket, and then the 2 hours at the chapel. These prices, $3,895 and $4,895. There is a direct Cremation, which gives you funeral services, the transportation, 5 business days of refrigeration, cremation fees, and transportation. Look at this, there's like no viewing or ceremony. These are like the cheapest options, $895 and then $1,995 for a memorial service, which to my knowledge they did not do. There is outer burial containers, which Tophiachu can, if this is what she's talking about, this comes nowhere near $6,000. The cheapest option I see is a urn vault, which is $395. The most expensive option is body transfer case, which is $1,195. Nowhere in this whole entire packet that I looked at did I see anything reach $6,000. The money that they got in this GoFundMe is going to have extra money left over because none of these services that this funeral home offers is ever going to cross that $6,000 line.
So my brother is going to be buried with the GoFundMe money. I do not have access to GoFundMe money. Now let's address this chick who has no brain to be arguing back and forth with someone on a Reddit. She don't even know who she's arguing with, saying that no family in their right mind would give someone money and let someone stay in a hotel. First of all, I had to stay in the hotel because it was close to the hospital. My uncle cannot transport me to and from the hospital every freaking day because he's got a job. He's got to work. He can't take time out of his work to make sure that I get down there. They live all the way across on the other side. They don't live by UNM. So I would need to be close to my mom so I could go every single day like I have. Mind you, I couldn't take the bus because I know that area very well. It's very dangerous. I felt safe, but I had to take a lift to and from there because at nighttime there's no way I'm taking a bus at nighttime, so I had to take a lift. Sad but true. So as you can imagine paying $12, $7 to and from every single day for that whole week with Lyft, provided the cash out money that people sent and the PayPal money. That money was used for me to have transportation to and from the hospital, to see my mom, to get updates about what's going on, to make sure that she's healing correctly, to get help, to make sure that we get into this safe space. All of this, I had to be at the hospital every single day because I had to be there. Not just being a visitor, but to make sure things are going smoothly, to make sure that my mom was healing properly and nothing went wrong, to make sure that she didn't suddenly come down with something or something suddenly happened. And my mom's fighting for her life in the hospital. I have to make sure that I am there because I am the only person she has left. Okay? My mom's side of the family does not all live. They don't live near UNM, and some of them don't even live in Albuquerque. That's the crazy part about it. All of my family members do not live close by. This is just what's pissing me off and what's bothering me. My uncle cannot just drive me to and from the hospital every day while having to try to go to work. It's best that I stay near the hospital so I can just get that transportation of Lyft to and from there. Lyft from where he lives all the way to the hospital would have been about $20. I would have blew through the money faster if I would have did it that way rather than staying somewhere closer by the hospital. I can't, your solutions are solutions that are not helping nobody. The solutions that you're giving people you think are easy solutions are not easy solutions, and I'm tired of it. And I'm sick of it, and I don't need to hear your solutions. I didn't ask for unsolicited advice from people who can't even understand the fact that I went through something traumatic, and I'm supposed to just go get a job after I watched my brother murdered before my eyes and be like, oh, well, you're okay, you're fine, he didn't harm you, he tried to rip you out of the window, but it's not as bad as what your mom and your brother got. I feel so bad. I feel more so bad for your mom and your brother than I feel for you because you didn't even get hurt. I'm mentally hurt. Do you know what it's like to have to see this guy drive off with my mom in the car and my brother dead and have to process that my brother looked dead? And to even wonder if he really was dead, hoping that he wasn't dead. My brother's living in an urn. The process, I can't even afford nothing. I can't even ask the internet, like, hey, I need cash apps, I need money, I need help. No one's gonna help me. They're already assuming I'm scamming people out of a GoFundMe I don't even have access to.
I really feel like half of Tophiachu's talking points now are things that other content creators have said. People are like, where's your other family? Now all of a sudden Tophiachu's magically saying that her family members are doing all these lovely things for her. But just months, even years ago, Tophiachu never spoke anything about her other family members. And if she did, it was either along the lines of like, well, we don't talk to them, or they don't help us with anything, so we're just on our own. So it's just really weird. I feel like she's just saying talking points that content creators have said through the other clips of Tophiachu speaking. It feels like she's just saying these talking points, and it's not actually her saying it. It's just that, oh, well, I heard people say this, and I'm just going to use that excuse now.
Oh, because people have nothing better to do but to keep constantly harassing me. Oh, they see me at Ross. Let's filth the F out of her. And oh, let's say that she's spending this GoFundMe money. Let's catch her at TJ Maxx. Oh, God forbid I buy hair care products because I need to take care of my hair. Oh, I can't buy soap. Why TJ Maxx? Why Ross? I went to get a tumbler because I don't have a cup to drink water out of, so I guess I'm just going to slurp water out of my goddamn hands because people think so. Oh, wait, God forbid I buy me PJs and slippers because I can't be walking around in shoes all the time, and I need some comfortable slippers to walk around when I'm not outside doing what I need to do to get prepared for a place and all of this other shit. Oh, I can't even update you because my family watches. Then I'm going to get screamed at and be told that I'm putting my family in danger because I'm just defending myself. But I'm not going to shut up anymore because I need to speak my mind, and I'm so sick and fucking tired of it. God forbid this girl wants to eat. Oh, and to that girl that said that you didn't fat shame me, you called me a hoochie. So I don't care if you fat shamed me or not. You don't have to fat shame me, but you called me a hoochie and made a video saying I'm blowing through money. I don't have my clothes. I don't have pants. Okay, my clothes are in the car. So maybe stop telling me how I need to spend my money, and you should worry about stop spending your money on Big Macs. Oh, eat too much. Worried about how I'm spending my money when you should be worried about how you're spending your money on food consumption. So maybe, just maybe, leave me alone. And I won't do that to you, okay? You want to cry and scream fat shaming, and now you want to play the victim after you chose to make that video. Not me. No one told you to make a video saying I was scamming people because you want to listen to a Reddit and all these other dumbasses on the internet because I can't update you because the place that I'm at, I can't really do updates. I'm literally having to run around, get a birth certificate and ID, and get all my documentation together so I can try to get a place. And I cannot stop after all of this stuff that I have going on, that I have doing, to literally cater and update y'all on what's going on, because you don't need to know what's going on, because clearly you don't give a F. You want to criticize me how I spend money, that my family gave me to spend money how I choose to spend it. They didn't give you $300. You know what's funny? You're jealous because your family members probably wouldn't give you $300 if you really need it. And if you were in a situation like mine, you'd have no family members. You'd have nobody. You're mad that my family members came together and helped me in my time of need because you have nobody. When something like this happens to you, you realize that your family members ain't gonna have your back. And that's what it is. It's just pure jealousy. That's exactly what it is. No matter how you try to paint this, it is not going to work for you. You're mad because I literally said that my family members gave me $300 and I spent it on TJ Maxx and Ross on things that I needed, and now it bothers you. My family didn't give me money. They gave me money to spend it how I want, not how you say I should spend it. I'm not blowing through money. I don't have clothes. My clothes are in the car and they're still in there until we're able to get to the car. A lot of things are still in evidence. I cannot get to that stuff. You're mad for what? Why are you mad about how I spend my money? Right? I'm supposed to starve? I'm not supposed to eat? I cannot. Some of you guys who are literally big backs are the ones that need to be concerned about your food consumption, not mine, okay? You want to complain that I need to starve myself while also being a big back, and I am going to continue to keep saying it. Maybe you're a victim of eating too much Big Macs, okay? And you need to stop being a big back, okay? A big back with a big bonnet on their big ass head wants to come on the internet and try to tell people that I'm scamming people because you're so mad I shot the girl. You're so, oh, God forbid that I take a day out to myself to care for myself and make sure that I have my hygiene products, which is like hair care products, to make sure that I have pajamas so I don't have to wear one and constantly keep washing it all the time. Oh, God forbid I get me a tumbler. All of my tumblers are in storage, or they're cracked, or they're broken. I don't even know if my other tumbler is okay because it's in the car. I can't get access to that. I can't. Maybe I'll slurp water out of my hands because that's what people say. Slurp water out of your hands. They'll give you a cup. They give you a little paper cup, okay? On top of slurping water out of my hands. I'm just supposed to starve. I'm not supposed to buy any shoes because the only shoes that I have are my Crocs. The other shoes that I had that I bought from Walmart, they got a little damaged and they're in the car. And so yeah, I need to get shoes because I wasn't going to dig through my storage, which is very, very hard to dig through. I don't even need to explain that, to get shoes in storage. So I got me shoes at Ross. Oh, surprise, you know. I needed socks, so I got me socks too because I only had like a pack or a pair of socks that I bought. I don't know how many socks came in there, but I got them from Savers. And I needed more socks because I go through socks. A pair of socks every day of the week, but I need more socks so that way I don't have to keep constantly washing every time I blow through socks.
Funny that Tophiachu is fat shaming other people when she is the same woman that video talking about how I want a McDonald's Big Mac while eating ribs, calling the kettle black. And the TikToker Tophiachu is going after made a video about her saying you shouldn't be using the GoFundMe money not as described. You are duping people. Like I said in my last video, you are misleading people and making people give you money out of false pretenses. That's basically what the TikToker was saying. Well, now Tophiachu's like, I need to fat shame this person. The other thing I want to talk about is Tophiachu saying that she needs to constantly, every week, go buy new socks. No, she doesn't. Learn how to use this magical contraption called a washer and dryer. Tophiachu is just going to these stores because she just wants to buy something. And I think it really cements to me, in my opinion, that she is getting money from one of these GoFundMes. That one of these GoFundMes, I believe it was the second one that was made to get her like a motel or hotel, something like that. It was made for Tophiachu. Well, now I think that she was getting some of that money. She's now going and spending it lavishly. She's going out and buying things on impulse. Is that Tophiachu talks about like, oh, I'm getting my birth certificate to go get an apartment. But it's like, one of the main things about being an adult is washing your own laundry, and Tophiachu is too lazy to do that. Anytime she wears something, she's just either going to throw it away or leave it lie somewhere to fester and let cockroaches live in it because she's not going to go wash it. She doesn't want to. She doesn't want to learn how to, doesn't want to cook for herself, brought up earlier in this video, and she doesn't want to now wash her clothes, so she can't adult.
That's crazy, right? It is very apparent that you guys don't wash your butt crack correctly, because if you were washing and showering correctly, then you would know that you need hygiene products, which is body wash, shampoo, conditioner, my hair care products for my curly hair. I got mousse. I went and got my curl enhancing smoothie from storage. Oh yeah, I bought skincare stuff because I need to take care of my skin, you know, because I'm constantly, you know, my skin is being damaged. So I would advise you guys, do not buy personal hygiene stuff. If I, like, don't buy your toothpaste, don't buy your toothbrush, don't buy deodorant. You don't need that. Like, people literally don't have an idea of how much things are and what I need to get that, you know, is everyday things, that I'm not supposed to get this stuff. I'm at my wit's end. I can't do this. Hey guys, send me a cash out because I'm broke and I still need to get clothes. I've already asked for any possible help with clothing. Every place, because I know people are like, there's places that donate clothes. Yeah, they don't have pants in my size. I've already got shirts that don't even fit me. I got pants that don't even fit me. I only have a few pairs of few shirts, except the shirts that I bought at Walmart because I needed shirts. I couldn't keep washing. I only had like three shirts. That's all I have is 4, including the black shirt I got for my brother's service because they didn't have anything really for a funeral service that fit me because Walmart sizes are jacked up. They don't have plus size stuff. You know, that's why people need to be plus size inclusive. So I got a black shirt because that's all I could get for a service. I wanted to dress up for my brother's service, but I couldn't dress up because all the stuff that was nice wasn't in my size. Oh, and then people were enhancing smoothie from storage. Oh, you have the nerve to tell people like Samira to lose weight. Well, maybe if you just lose weight, then you'll find something in your size. Oh, we shouldn't have to do that. Companies should be size inclusive for everyone instead of me having to run around to different stores. I couldn't run around because I had to get the clothes to take to the funeral home so they can dress my brother up in those clothes while the casket is closed. Well, I still have to remind myself my brother's dead. He's not here. He's murdered. He's in an urn. Well, we'll try to struggle with, I can't afford any of my shit. Oh, well. What are we gonna do? The internet's not gonna help me. They're gonna tell me to go get a job. Maybe, I should just give up. I know my mom may need me, but she must, I can't do this anymore. I can't. You've never went through something to understand what it's like. I defend myself and say, well, it looks like you ate too much Big Macs. All of a sudden, bullying and harassment. If you're gonna make a video on me and you can't handle the heat, then you shouldn't be on the internet. Because if you're gonna report my video for bullying and harassing you, why did you choose to make a video saying I'm scamming people when the only proof you have is from insane people who think it's okay to call a morgue and say we have this much information on her brother, let's pretend to be a relative and get information so we can provide it to the internet, because that's the most insane thing for anyone to do while people are actively grieving, while a mother is actively grieving, while I'm actively grieving. That is insane. Insane. I don't know. I can't cope. I can't think. I can't anything. Nobody is yelling, screaming, and complaining when they're helping Jeffree Star make millions of dollars and he's a racist. He doesn't need money. He's already making from his makeup brand, but yet comes online and has the audacity to battle every freaking day and make millions of dollars, and no one bats an eye. Oh, God forbid everyone continues to still keep buying James Charles makeup, even though James Charles was a whole predator, but no one seems to call that behavior out. I'm so sick and tired of when I actually need help, I can't even get it. God forbid. I'm so sick and tired of people messaging me, this is what, I don't need to look at you. I'm in this place where I have to get out and get a place. I cannot stop and cater to you. That's why you have no life. You want me to be back out in the streets. I cannot be focusing on you. I gotta be focusing on having money to pay for this place and get a place. If my disabled mom ends up back on the street, I'm blaming you. Because I have to sit here and make a whole hour rant, or however many minute rant, updating you all on shit, and then having to constantly keep explaining the city did not pay for him to be buried. They paid for him to be cremated and his service. He still has to have a whole other set service where they take him, they transport him to the cemetery and have him buried. He has a whole other separate service that he has to have. I don't know how many times I have to explain this. How many times I have to go through this? How many times do I have to say that the money that I spent is not from GoFundMe? My family gave me that money.
In this video, I went through what the funeral home offers and what they do. And I had to run up to the funeral home to give them clothes. No, that's all included in the package that the state paid for. So that's another lie right there, Tophiachu. I literally in this video showed everything that comes with those packages. So you didn't have to go run and give the funeral home clothes because they would have already gave it because the state already paid for it. And for her to be crying and saying, well, I'm broke and people need to give me more money, no one's going to do this for you. This is why I think, and I agree with everyone that says that this is just a money grab. I think that the TikTokers rallying around Tophiachu and giving her all this money has created a monster where Tophiachu's like, if I bring up my dead brother, I know some of you are going to give me money. And it's so gross. It's so disgusting. Stories that she talks about always goes back to the same thing. I'm blaming the internet. The internet did this to me. This is why if my mom ends up back on the street, it's your fault. It's never an accountability. Tophiachu does not take accountability for anything. And it's so frustrating to hear because she's using her dead brother. She's using her disabled mom as, you need to pity me. You need to give me money. You need to give me the likes and the follows so that I can be a creator on TikTok, on social media, because I don't want to get a job. Now, I want you guys to remember that Tophiachu was begging people to give her money because she needs to go buy food, she needs to go buy different types of clothes, but she still has enough money to buy the new Wu-Tang Clan Fortnite skins.
I want to show you guys something real quick. This just, the store just reset, and they have everything Wu-Tang Clan. Wu-Tang Clan, if you don't know who they are, they're like the rap group. Run, don't walk, and get this, because the skin for the guns, goated. I am going to enjoy that.
Tophiachu said she was broke, but somehow she has the money to buy the new Wu-Tang Clan skin, plus she says Wu-Tang Clan wrong, but it's so funny. It's like, she doesn't, I don't even think she realizes what she's posting half the time. If you're pretending to be broke and you're asking people for money, at least post things that would show that you're broke, not you somehow finding money to buy Fortnite skins. It's like she's not even trying to be consistent, and then she doesn't realize why people are getting angry at her because all of a sudden she says, I'm broke, I can't afford anything to. Dude, this Wu-Tang Clan skin is goated. You guys need to go get the skin. It's so awesome. It's just so hypocritical at this point. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.